Alright, hello everyone. Hello, one and all. Let me see. Okay, got everything working now. It's down a little for me. Alright, that's... Sure. Remember this one. Yes, I do know this one. This one's actually kind of funny. Like a tropical remix. Oh, man. I am so tired, fellas. You've got no idea. And why am I so tired? It's because of one particular thing. Where's my email? There it is. I've got a picture to show you, fellas. Unless it didn't send off of my phone. Alright, I'm going to... Okay, I'm closing as many auxiliary tabs as I can because that music spiking is really bad. It's really shocking, actually. Alright, I need to re-bring the picture up. So apparently it didn't send. Okay, sending message. Should get the message here soon. Ah, there it is. Okay, let me download this real quick. Alright. This is a picture off my phone, so it's not exactly the greatest of image. Oh, I don't want it opening GIMP. Get lost, GIMP. You're a great program, but you're not what I want to use to view pictures. I need to fix that. One moment. Where's it at? There it is. There we go. Alright, so here's the picture. It's a little bit fuzzy because it is taken off of my phone, which is not a great camera. But that is currently my bathroom wall behind my shower. This is about right where the water hits. And we had tiles falling off of it around in this area the day before yesterday. You can kind of see it's dark, it's been stained. It's just not a pleasant place underneath there, but we need to just let it dry out for the night before I start relaying the backer board and putting tile on it again. That's one of the reasons why I'm so tired. The other reason why I'm tired is it's just been a long flippin' week for me. I don't know, maybe the days are just starting to get shorter or something like that, but it just feels like they're getting long. Alright, well, let's see. When we left off on this game... Oh, great. Okay. One second here. Let's just comment out that comment out that. Okay, let's try it again. When we left off... Yeah. Okay, when we left off, we had managed to get the camera moving around and following the character, and this map was loading nice and quickly. Now, the next thing I want to do is I want to expand this map, and I want to try and add in a building. Now, if I go over here into the projects folder, into the sprites, I've added all these extra sprites in here. And one of the things that I really got tired of was just having to type each and every individual name of every single one of these darn files into the computer to load all the textures and everything like that. So instead, what I did, and I think that's one of the reasons why it's breaking, is I made a building class, but I just created a textures array based off of the number of lines in the file. And then in the setup, I just import a buildings list file, a building sprites list, which is right here. I just import this, and I have all the lists of all the images of all the sprites that are in that directory, so that way I can just import the file, pull all the strings into the list, or pull the entire list into all of the strings, and then just import it, just load it in from here. Apparently something is not working, though, because I'm very much getting an illegal instruction error, which I don't understand yet. So I'm gonna put a debugger breakpoint at the beginning, or before, and at the end of this for loop. And we'll go into here, go ahead and uncomment this apartments thing. I want to be able to make like multiple types of buildings, like big like commercial kitchens and stuff that you can go running through, because you're getting chased by, I mean, let's not beat around the bush. You're going to be getting chased by like zombie type creatures. So they're going to be running after you, and I want you to be able to like go through different areas in like this wasteland of a city, and just, you know, pick up your different armors and different weapons and things like that, different utensils, and try and like put them in places where they're gonna make sense. Like, for example, I would put, you wouldn't put something like, you know, a jetpack or armor in like a restaurant. You wouldn't have that in there. You would have that more in like a police station, or you know, like a SWAT armory or something like that. Something you'd have to actually work to get into, but when you do, you get the rewards from it. Alright, but let's try and see if I can get this to work, because if I do get this script working, this will save me a lot of time and effort later on. Alright, step into this. Boom. Oh, and then that loop there. Step over all that. Step over. Step, 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 step. Oh, right there. Illegal instruction. Discard and pause. Step into. Okay, there's an illegal instruction. Stop it. Alright. Okay, so there's something happening in here. was it? I forget what... It's usually something I did at the end of a line. What was it? What was it that I do at the end of the line? Skip? No. Ignore? Tried 3 overloads since the first 2 were much simpler than general class. Okay, I'm not sure. What that does. You know what we can do? We can just say texture name is Alright, let's just do this and let's make sure that we can get our we get what our exactly what those strings are. Okay, it seems to be alright. Seems to be working just fine. Okay. But then there's an illegal instruction occurring somewhere. Wait, what do you want to bet? It's because I need to say return true at the end of this. Let's just give that a shot before we go off the rails here. That was it. It just needed return true at the end of the setup thing. Okay, let's get rid of these breakpoints. And then, let's try and move on with the building setup, because, this is gonna be tricky. Oh! Hey! Geosticks, how's it going? Salute to you. I did not see that IGN bought a Humble Bundle. What's going on with that? Is games journalism just really getting that bad? That the top dogs are buying, like, bundles? Or is it that the Humble Bundle was going to, like, a major cause and they just wanted to support it? Let me see what the Humble Bundle is. What the active one currently is. RPG Endless Lands Endless Lands Bundle. Okay. So there's a bunch of things that you get. Van Helsing, Borderlands 1. Okay. Worm Unlimited. Endless Legend, Borderlands 2, Guild of Dungeoneering, and you get Borderlands the pre-sequel. Okay, and you get some extra bonus soundtracks in there. Oh, the National Video Game Museum. Actually, that does make sense. Well, if they were on this list, they certainly couldn't have paid a whole heck of a lot because they got bumped really quick. Oh, oh, they bought Humble Bundle. Shucks. I did not hear that. See what's going on here? Humble Bundle. Humble Bundle has been acquired by the gaming and entertainment outlet IGN, the company's announced today. Huh. What do you know? Yeah. That's very, very interesting. Yeah, I can very much see that happening. But I mean, it's not like I can begrudge companies from, being like, hey, this is a game that we get, and it's on our store as well, so why don't you go get it? I mean, for crying out loud, when Mike Bithell was recently on the Co-optional podcast, he did nothing but shill for that constantly, and when the Steam Summer Sale was going and the Consuming Shadow was on sale, Yahtzee wouldn't shut up about that when he was streaming either, and it seemed to be getting even his co-hosts annoyed. There we go. Just sent a message to your brother. I am live, be there, is what I said. So. Now, as far as like, oh, will IGN's review scores be biased or be altered? I mean, for crying out loud, their 10 out of 10s is a freaking meme at this point. It's a complete and total joke. I don't honestly feel like they have any, like, journalistic integrity to be compromised, honestly. So, I'm not worried about it. I honestly don't care, but okay. What was I doing? Where was I? Oh, right. I'm trying to build I'm trying to make a building is what I'm trying to do. For this first one, let's just do a first floor. Not a first floor, but a single floor building. Oh my gosh. You are literally the reason why the internet has no goodwill left. You're the reason why Suddenlink put data caps on their unlimited plans this month. Yeah, I checked it. You can check it on their website, at least for me. My data plan, or my unlimited plan that was unlimited less than 6 months ago, now has a data cap on it. And the only unlimited data plan is the one that I can't get, which is the fiber optic gigabit. It's on their website. You might want to double check your data usage. Is that a response I just got from? No, okay, it was just my phone doing something weird. Okay. Yeah, you might want to check on that your data usage a bit more, because they do change that now. It irritated me enough I started trying to find alternatives. But the problem is that the only, like, alternative or alternate ISP in the area that comes close to the similar speeds is CenturyLink, and the number of 1-star reviews they have is nuts. At least Suddenlink maintains about 2 stars. But apparently CenturyLink just absolutely is absolutely nailed by everybody. Yeah, mine says it too, but if you go under the update, you go under update services, under my plan, it currently says that it's unlimited, but if I click on yeah, see, if you go to update plan, it says 350 gig. I bet you that means that they're gonna enact those data caps probably within the next month, which is really irritating. Especially considering that Windows 10 keeps trying to do that creators update, and it downloads, it fails, and then rather than, like, you know, caching the download, yeah, the one that I can't get. Well, it's $30 more, and I can't get it. It's not available in this area. So, yeah. Fat lot of good that does me. Anyway, back to making a building, because that tangent went on far enough. Let's see, what's the standard undermap size? 25 tiles by 25 tiles. Okay. Tile. We'll call this a floor plan. Yes, I know how you exorbitantly abuse the internet, the unlimited internet. I think that's the reason why they keep taking it away from people, is because they're getting charged by the gigabit from third-party data centers that they route their backbones through, and it's starting to cost them. I mean, maybe it'd be best if we called and got clarification and complained, and maybe they'd help me out, but I highly doubt it. They've helped me out once before. Sadly, with the state that I happen to know that they're in, I don't know how good complaining's really gonna do me. So, and maybe I'm just being too cynical. Maybe it doesn't apply to us because we had it before, but I don't trust that. I don't trust that at all. Now I get to allocate these dadgum tiles. Okay. So... this is gonna be hard. Alright, so floor plan. Oh wait, we need 2 arrays. We're actually gonna need 2 different arrays here. I'm gonna need 2 textures. Okay, so... oh, come on. Stupid F key keeps getting stuck. Let's say, roof. Image. Floor. Image. We're gonna try and do the same thing with these that I have done with, oh yeah, 1 gigabit upload? Yeah. Well, I mean, to me, even the 200 down 20 up that I have is basically useless because I've got a 10-100 router. I couldn't use it if I wanted to. Unless I spend like 150 bucks on a gigabit router. Which, honestly, if I was going to go up to that high, I'd want to actually get me like an actual firewall. So I could guarantee lock myself out of the... or lock the world out of my house on my super fast internet. At least this way, there's a bottleneck which will slow them down. Yeah, but again, I think I'd want a firewall, like a full-size, a proper, like, full-on firewall. Own doing. I might look into that then. Especially now that I had a thing. One of the things I was going to talk about was DIY projects besides my nightmarish bathroom problem, which I don't think you were on when I showed that earlier. Let me show it to you again. Right here. Boom! Yeah, that's right. That is the wall behind the tiles at my bathtub in our primary shower. Yeah. The grout started to peel out. Water got back there down in this area. It started to puddle, and the sheetrock just soaked it all up the wall into this area. So we gotta let it dry out for a bit, and then after I let it dry out, then after I let it dry out overnight, then I will look into putting in the actual like waterproofing backer board and retiling it and everything. Probably tomorrow. I have to like wait until the morning to do anything. Right. So we're gonna have the floor plan and then the tile roof plan. Just because I don't want to type layout over and over again. 25 by 25. Go. And then for each of these, there are going to be some active tiles, which are going to be there for like actual collision. Let's add an extra boolean in. Oh yeah, pathable. I already have that as there. Set pathable to true. If pathable defaults to true, then I can toggle it, and if it is not true, then that tile will stay loaded in memory, I guess. I'll do that. I'll do some thinking on that, but I want to keep only... for each and every building, there are going to be certain tiles you can't run through. Like, say, for example, the walls. You can't go through the walls. But I don't want to be checking each and every individual floor tile just to see if it's pathable or not, when really that's just a simple toggle. And just take those out of memory, basically, and just leave it as empty space that you can run through. And then only have the collidable tiles in the way. Things like furniture and stuff like that. But let's go into here now. Okay, I've got my list of texture names. I've got my lists of textures loaded in. We'll start with the roof. So roof. Let's go 0, 0 dot setup. Go. It's gonna need to be some parameters I add here. Okay, go starting X, straighting Y. That's not what I want. Starting Y. So, okay, setup. Okay, first things first. Pass in starting X, starting Y. And then the type for it, I'm gonna have to actually look at my sprites list here. Right. Oh, did I close the list? I closed my list. Okay, right there. Stick that over here. So I've got like my list of sprites right here for like all of my building stuff, and it's just so that I can import it using all of this, so I don't have to individually type it all out. Because I did that already, actually. I did all this, and then I realized, wait, I have to manually check if every single one of these things is a null. You know what? At this point, it's going to be far, far better if I simply don't do that, and I will just use the use an array, a file, and a string loop, or a for loop through a string array to import them, assign them to their appropriate textures, and everything like that. So I will assign textures later, probably do a switch case. No, you can't go leaving me. It's barely 9:30, dude. Why you gotta go fall asleep on me? Now I'm all alone. Alright then, well, what is it? Roof corner. Okay, I need to look up the sprites, see which one I want. Yeah, roof corner 1 is gonna be 0, 0. You're old. You are not that old. You are not old at all. I'm the one that's old here. File types. Roof corner 1, all lowercase. Alright. Hopefully that resolves. Doesn't want to resolve. Why are you not resolving? Just copy it here. Oh, it's because I misspelled corner, that's why. Okay. Type and then the screen. Go. Okay. Is that part done? And then roof plan 0 to 4. This is the far corner. Ah, not set color. Go starting. Let's see. Let's go starting X plus plus. It's the width of the rest of the tiles here. 50. 50. times 24. And then starting Y. Roof corner 2. Go. Let's do this again. Or 0. Got a little bit of a typo there, but that's okay. We can take care of that later. Go. Is that one taken care of? Zero times 2, 4. Starting Y plus 24. Roof corner 4. There we go. Got all of that. Let's add a T into that. There we go. Okay. That's the roof plan corners laid out. Now, how do I do the rest? I guess I can put the for loop above it here, and then just make sure that those settings override any other settings, but okay. Wait, what's its problem here? Oh, because I put a comma in that one rather than the semicolon. Too many arrays. Oops. Okay, moving on. Roof plan if J is equal to 0. Roof plan J? Is it JI? Double check on that quick. Inconclusive there. Under map. I is the width. J or it's width and height. With the XY coordinates. It's worrying. Oh well. Let's just kind of push forward with what I know. So we'll go setup. Starting X plus I times 50. starting Y, and the tile type is, of course, we need to do roof wall north. Pass in the screen. Renderer. There's that. That is if... we need to say that if I is equal to 0, because it needs to be the horizontal. It needs to be the X that it's placing there. And then, yeah, starting Y. Then... need to say... wait, no, that's not if I is equal to 0, that is if J equals 0, because, yeah, because J is going to be the one that takes it all the way across. Yeah, because J's the y-axis, so if J is 0, we're at the top of the building, goes all the way across. And then, if J is greater than 0, if I equals 0, then roof IJ setup is 50 starting I is J times 50. It's 50. Roof that wall is equal to 0. Roof wall is that one that's on that side. I have, yeah, east. Yeah, roof wall east. And pass in the renderer. Say if else if I is equal to 24. Other side. Just copy paste this. Just need to start using this a lot more. Roof wall west. Else, let's just do roof filler. There we go. It's just gonna be kind of a, that's not the window I wanted. No. Just a gray square, but use the sprites so that I can modify the sprites later and still just get him in the game. I don't have to any extra code. Okay, there's that. It's the roof plan. The overrides in here, out here. We'll throw everything just so that it can stay put. So we have it setting the wall to the north, setting the wall to the east, to the west, and then okay, let's just make those else, yeah, else ifs. Let's take that out. We will say if J is equal to 24, because because obviously if we get to the bottom of the roof, we now need to put on the south wall. So let's put the south wall in. Go. Now let's put this in the else. Go. Actually, you just get rid of that whole if loop there entirely. Let's tab this back one. Now let's move this there. Now that becomes an else if too. Alright, so that is that. I think that's the roof setup. We need to figure out if that is actually the roof being set up. So let's go over to the map overworld. Let's just copy all of this. Move it down here. But let's change a few things here. Let's see, we're changing our map to the roof image? Yeah, roof image. We are rendering roof. Not using the camera, so I don't think that really changes much, does it? Tile. No, it doesn't seem to matter. Just pass it a null. Should be good there. How do I set this up here? So starting X, starting Y. Then I have world width, world height, tile width, tile height. And so I can dynamically change it if I want to, but I'm not too worried about that. I'm happy with the tile sizes I'm working with right now. So it's not a problem, but let's see. Yeah, so we'll make two. Full width, full height. Go. Full width, full height. Expected token, oh, semicolon. There we go, and then that. Okay, and let's got everything set up there. Let's go ahead and just down under here, we'll go full width, fulls. times 50. Okay, there's that. Those are publicly available so that the overmap apartment setup happens there, and then the universe width, the universe height is now added on to. Oh gosh. Okay. Let's actually wait, here. I don't need this in here. Do I? No, I do. I do. I do. I need to add a behavioral function, but I need this in here. Separate from this overmap. I think. Do I? No, I do. I do. I'll just add the apartment render to this function here. Okay. So then, universe width is now that times or plus apartment. You have that right. Apartments. Apartments full height plus apartments full width. There we go. That's going to probably add us some big black regions on the edge of the map, but or some hideously stretched textures. But we will find that out before too long. I just hope that this will work right. One way to find out, though. Okay. Okay. Set up this render function. So if not player occupied. Let's just copy in this. Now, here. Take out all of this. We don't need all this excess code in here. We just need the one line. Make sure all of our brackets line up. Which all of and we will go render. Just get rid of that stuff. This is not wanting to work here. Player occupied. Save it so it'll parse it. Hope clear all these out. fixing itself. Unexpected end of fire. Oh shoot. And add a bracket back in because I took out too many. There we go. Okay. Get rid of these empty lines. Okay. Let's give this a run. We null doesn't mean it. Setup does not match any declarations in building. Oh, is it because I didn't add the... Okay. I didn't. Let's add those in. What's that? Now... let's go to the overmap. So we need to add in some arguments into this section in here. The apartment setup. This I'll look it for a minute. Let's see. This one's at 2520 grid. So let's go ahead and just say that it's going to be starting will be 2500 on the X and 0 on the Y, so it'll be up at the top right corner of the screen. It's just not used, I'm aware of that. Thank you. Alright, let's head over this way and let's see what we see. Let's move down a little bit so we can start seeing. Okay, our building is not showing up here. Oh. It added to the height. Well, of course it did, because I told it to. Have to fix that a bit. Later. Okay. Well, first things first. We don't have a building rendering up here next to the dirt. So I need to figure out what that is. Actually, I don't need to. I just need to render a roof image. I don't even need this for loop anymore. Let's close that out. Let's just say if player occupied SDL function. Let's copy this here. Over to the overmap roof image. Then I'll just create a pointer for the test camera. There. Let's put it here. That, and then let's go into overmap. The render function here into the apartments so that it knows that it's actually supposed to draw it there. Forgot to do that. Then see what happens. Let's just see what happens. Bunch of seg faults? It's still growing. It's not good if it just released a bunch of seg faults. It's bad. Okay. Alright, we can get rid of these player and camera coordinates. Where do I have that stuff at? It's in the player class? Get rid of that now. Have this working. So, we don't need that anymore. Oh boy, inbound seg fault. Okay, that's what that said. Never mind. Okay, not a concern then. Over here. It's just saying that because the past camera is not a it's a null pointer. I believe it's in the tile class where I have past it is null. It doesn't do anything, but I don't necessarily want to just get rid of it. Alright, let's now see renders properly. Not seeing it. It's supposed to be around here somewhere. Oh, right. Of course it's not doing it, because I didn't give it a texture. I haven't set up the textures in it. Stupid me. Okay. What the heck is this song for? Mega Man X. Okay, I'm sorry, Potricity and Star Salesman. I just just not good. Okay. Let's see if we have any way of getting the type file that we here. I don't have a way of getting the type out of it. Zip over there and let's take care of that, shall we, real quick? So that, then stick it up here. It's nice and short. Go. Save that so the IntelliSense will work. Let's go short temp type equals roof plan ij.getType. There we go. Now let's go to switch case. You know what, that's just kind of a waste of memory there. Put that in here. There we go, and then default it to breaking the loop, so that way It's not handled. Let's see. Build type. In tile. Okay. /T J /N. There we go. Okay. Base. Roof. Underscore corner underscore 1. Let's put that colon where it belongs. You won't hear that said too many times, I guarantee you. Put that colon where it belongs. Or that outside of major surgery, I guess. Roof plan ij dot add texture. Shoot. Know which texture is that? Uh-oh. Okay. This is straightforward enough. So I'm going for roof corner 1. Going to be array member 2. It's going to be SDL texture. Textures 2, and not 3, 2 fingers. Break the loop. Textures. E. Okay. Here we go. Assuming roof corner 3 is texture number 3. Actually, no. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Okay. Got it right then. Roof corner 4. IJ add textures. Go. No. Roof filler. Textures 6. Okay, should cover. Oh nope, I still need the walls. All right. Let's go north first. Add texture. file again. North is 10. Let's copy that. Paste that, paste that. This one is south. This one is east. West. So south. So yeah, south is 11. East, I think, is actually 8. Yeah. East is 8, and then this one is 9. Alright, let's give this a try now. See what happens. Alright, here we go, triumphantly across our freshly rendered map into, hopefully, a freshly rendered building, and it isn't here. Where did you go, building? Where are you at? Come on, where are you at, building? Is this gonna be another stream where I just spend literally the whole time just trying to figure out how to get one thing to work? Yes, it is. Okay. Okay. So. Gonna guess this issue is gonna be in the overmap. So. I don't want the apartments rendered here. Because I draw them over here, where I hope is on top of the camera. Or on top of the overmap. I don't know if that's even what I want it to be. Wow, this isn't a hard transition at all between songs. Go from this to this like 80s synth off of that orchestral, dramatic orchestral arrangement. I can live with it. Okay, let's put that there. And let's see, oh shoot, I barely render any of it. Okay, so yeah, 25 and 25 here. I rendered there, 25 rendered there. All textures should be contained. Go to here and say console out building is rendered. Inbound seg fault. That's a lot of inbound seg faults. Building is rendered, map setup's finished, okay. Let's head out across the map. I have to set it further out across the map than this. This keeps happening. Dang. It's still not here. Alright, alright. Wait, why is it not closing? Oh, here we go. Okay. That's not right. I need that to be rendered in a very specific location. You know what I'll do? I'll just do this here. X, Y. There we go. Rectangle, temp, rect. X equals X. Equals Y. W equals full equals full width. There we go. And now let's pass in temperect this time. Maybe now it'll show up. Because before, it wasn't supposed to show up in any particular location. Still nothing. Is this not working? This is just not working, and I don't know why. But it bothers me. It really, really bothers me. Let's try this. Let's just do this real quick. Still nothing there. 500x 0. Let's go 2,000. 500. Not 1,000, 100. There we go. Thank you. Let's just open this up real quick. Great. It's great. It's the camera won't go down to the player if the player is not screen, because I forgot that was how it's currently hard-coded to work. Okay. Should be in this area here. So... what am I doing wrong then? Player occupied default to set it. That might be part of the issue. There. Player occupied now defaults to false. Let's just see if that was the simple issue right there. It was just that a very simple little mess up. No, it was not. Dang it, I'm gonna spend the entirety of this entire stream just trying to figure out why this thing won't work. You know it. We all know it. Okay, let's take out the camera. Null that puppy out. Just because we don't need it. Come on. Why you no work, game? Why you not work? Oh, man. Okay, okay. I wonder what happens if I only do the apartments render. I don't render the rest of it. And let's actually put the building a little bit closer. Let's put the building at 1,000 rather than 2,500. Yeah, 1,100. There we go. Why not? Oh, I zip around a lot quicker now. Alright, well, there's still no sign of the building. Okay. Set the screen clear to the roof image. Wait. This one I do the create images, don't I? Create textures for these things? Yes, I do, right there. Okay. This could be part of the issue. The top. Add in, but let's go full width here. Full height. Go. Still nothing. Move a lot faster, but there's still nothing being drawn. What else am I missing? Guess I also need to check for the nulls check. Fail on me. The building building did not meet code. So painful lessons, being reminded. Not meet code. Texture dimensions cannot be 0. Oh, shoot. That's why I had to put it down that low on the others. Put it down. There. Building did not meet code. Oh, right, because of too freaking low to start, or freaking high to start with. So let's take you. Here we go. You stick you down here again. And clean up some empty lines. Do some of the unnecessary scrolling. Alright. Close out that version of it. I don't like how long it takes for this to close out. Something's off about that. I won't know it until I actually start it. This is where I've heard that theme before. I feel like part of that theme is like the NFL? Do 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 do. I think I've heard that. I've heard that like in a sports related thing, I'm pretty sure. What's that? I don't know. I don't know where I've heard that before. Alright. Let's try running it now that the error check is in place. Building is rendered. Okay. I still don't see it. It's here in the class. It has to be, right? See if it's working at all. Yeah, the building's supposedly being rendered right now. Does that return anything? -1 on error. Go. Okay, the building is definitely rendering according to the code. Just need to figure out how I can't see it. Then just start copying in the overmap again. Just because maybe. Nope. It's not rendering. Hello, Storm. I hear you too. Quick look at the radar. It's not too big. It's not too big. We've got some strong parts that look like they might be coming up from the south. Terrible, really. Might get some thunder, but it's only gonna be all. I gotta figure out how come this. Why is my roof not rendering? Why is the roof not wanting to render? Need to set their heights. Might be it, actually. Dot size. Let's go 50. 50. I highly doubt that changed anything. What the heck is this? Incredible singing robot. Okay, move along. Dark World Prelude and March? Sure. Let's hear a marching tune. I'm up for a marching tune as I march around this empty map, looking for a thing that might not be there ever anymore. Let's take out the height additions, though. In fact, we're kind of lapping. Yeah, too slow. Fast. Final Fantasy. Akabel's Ganon? Okay. Interested in hearing this. Of course, Pachelbel's Canon in D is one of my favorite classical tunes. Alright. Hear this. should still be set to the overmap, so I should be drawing my roof image texture to the overmap. There's that, there's that. Okay. Okay, the thunder's getting a little noisy now. Be a reason for a bit of concern. Might have to end a little early just so I can shut the system down. Don't lose my computer. Let's go 800 by 200, why not? I'm trying to figure out how come this darn thing's not rendering. This is actually a nice song. This would be a good one to like start out or end, close out with. Start it or close the stream. Put everyone to sleep. Should be somewhere in this area, honestly. Somewhere around here. It's just not showing up. That stuff is just way too fast. What's this? Morrowind remix, why not? Much of Morrowind's music, it's very difficult to hear. Okay. So I don't need the camera anymore. Let's just get rid of that. Because the camera is not relevant to its functions operations. What's this? Oh. Oh, man. Alright, let's just take the apartments render out of there. Because it's basically rendering its own thing here. It's not showing up there, so let's go ahead and let's just comment all of this out so that this way know that dot slash, there we go, those lines. But let's take this out of here. Stick it all in here. Go. Let's just see whether, oh shoot, it's here. It's showing up now. Not letting me go very far anymore. Okay. It was there. I don't know why all those textures were as messed up looking as they were. But right up again, see what's going on with it. Okay, can I move around, or am I actually? Yeah, I'm just moving the map around it. Okay. Okay. I can work with this? Question mark? Okay. So, yeah. Alright, so it was drawn. Just badly. As we have come to expect from first attempts. It's being drawn, it's just not drawn well. Let's get rid of this. Now, let's just comment that out. Let's get rid of the Boolean. Just purely render that thing to the screen. Image. Is it there now? Is not here now. Why is it that they don't get drawn to that image anymore? Despite the fact that it works just fine in this function, and I literally just copied the code over. This is a definite conundrum. Literally take the exact same code and I just adjust it slightly. Slightly. What I'm going for on this. Wait. What if the reason why this is all... my building isn't there is because I set this up here, but then this draws over it because I'm basically drawing in the exact same spots in the render, and then it overwrites what was rendered prior to. Maybe this would hopefully override that, but I'm not exactly sure. So where do I put in... You know what? Let's just try this. Let's just move... for debugging purposes, let's just move this texture up to here. And then we'll take this part... Hold on. No, we'll leave this part in here. We render the roof image. And then we'll leave the apartment set up where it's at up there. And down here, we'll just do a SDL render copy. Screen. Apartments. Roof image. Past camera. And then null. I believe. Exactly what I need to do there. No, the camera needs to be null. Then, shoot. I need a rectangle of the coordinates for where it needs to land. Just build that real quick. Let's just cut this out to here. There, and cut that, stick it here. Then temporect. Go. Form image is not used, not concerned. Still no sign of the image. Maybe it is being overwritten on the at the renderer level, not at the shoot. Not at the I'm trying to say here. It's being overwritten on the renderer level, meaning that all this other stuff is overwriting it entirely. I would think this would put it back. But only if it's actually building something there. You know what I can do? Let's get rid of this code. And let's put this back in. But I'm going into the tile code, I'm getting rid of that inbound seg fault. Because the camera is not used for anything anymore. So put that there. And let's get rid of all this. Let's just see if here map over that. Let's just say apartments render. Ah. See if this works. Boom. Here we go. What is going on over here? Oh my gosh. Of course, the whole thing would have to just glitch out. Got textures that have just wild coordinates. Whoa! Look at this! I'm very clearly in need of refining a few things. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So... Okay, I'm trying to remember. Just look at how this handled. Okay. So then they set them to that tile width and the tile height, which was both 50. Calculated everything. Off of that. That worked. Okay, so why is it not working for the building here? Well, let's just get rid of all that. Not gonna need it. Verified I don't need it, so I'm not using it. Size, so tile. Yeah, width equals the width. W equals width equals past W equals past H, so it should be 50-50. Okay. Just trying to see if this is tied into any of that somehow. Walls. Proper corners, I think. Should be the proper starting corners there. Oh, finally get a reply. Hey, I think he's here. I'm barely still alive. What's he doing working at 11 p.m.? What's he working on? Okay. I finally gotten this done. I want to get these textures fixed before I leave. Okay. So, the wall is missing, first and foremost. This upper wall along here. That texture is too big. So... Hmm. Zero, 1, 2. One, 2. Now that should be right, unless the loader got everything wrong. No, it's they're too big. Let's go there. Let's set that. Okay, there we go. That's looking a lot better now. Okay. Okay, that corner needs to be fixed. That corner needs fixing. But those two corners are good. These two corners are good. I need to fix the walls, though. So then, up here... This one needs to be corner 4. This one needs to be corner 3. What's this? Oh, text? Okay, well, my regular viewer should be here. My other one, I should say. Okay. Let's try this. Yep, okay. Alright, yeah. Okay. Now I just need to sort out the walls. See why the walls aren't working. Okay. So... if J is equal to 0, north wall... Okay. Let's do this. Tab that over if I is greater than 0. Yeah, I is greater than 0 and less than I is less than 24, and J is greater than 0 and J is less than 24. It's all just the roof fillers. So maybe that'll work? Aha! It looks like it's working. If I can quit posting stuff down on the console, that'd be great, NetBeans, thank you. Okay. Well, I started this stream hoping to create a building. I have finished this stream, and I have not created a building yet. I have merely created the roof of the building. I don't know if I should feel proud of myself yet or not. This is Yoshi? Yeah, this is Yoshi's Island. Or do I still have the big black areas off to the side where I can stick this? Yes, I do. Okay. Okay, then. Go. Let's stick that one over there. Let's put it at 0. Let's generate them. Regenerate. Let's run over there. What's its status? See that building? Almost stitched in where you're supposed to be. I'm overriding one of the map plots. Whoops. Alright, it's going to be 3750 to get it over there. Go. Okay, come on, come on. Let's chug across this map. There we go. Now it's where it belongs. There we go. Okay. Okay. Why is the camera not going all the way back up to the top of the map now? That's a weird thing I haven't noticed before. Let's verify. I'm gonna have to do some more camera tweaking. It's gonna be a pain because the camera's a pain. Yep, there it is. And goes less and less and less close to the wall. There's that manipulated player class. Okay. Ugh. I don't know what is up with that camera, but I'll mess with it later. Yeah, the next part of this is gonna be tough, honestly. I feel like it might be fine, but it's also gonna be really tough. I need to start laying out like actual maps. Internal maps, like just do like little room layouts or something of that nature. Little things that I can just grab and use that like as imported tile types. Now, so far, I have managed to create a building. I guess by the name, I've decided it's going to be an apartment building, which means I'm going to need to make some furniture sprites. I'm also going to need to figure out how to Well, I'm gonna have to use a boost pointer vector is what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to use a pointer vector and do all of this setup and then dynamically delete any non-pathable files so that way I can just get rid of any excessive loops when I'm doing collision detection with the player character. So... okay then, I can now take that, move it back into here, take this, put it back in there. Oh hey, you showed up, buddy! You are very late. Almost about to miss the show. I now have a building roof showing up. What were you working? Where do you work where you're stuck there until 11 p.m.? That's still Taekwondo? Ooh, ooh, goodness, ow, that made my ears pop. Oh, a mathnasium. Is that literally what it's called, or is that what you call it? Oh, you had a movie night? Okay. Is it literally called that? Is it literally called that? A mathnasium. Oh my gosh. Now I'm glad I got out of there when I had the chance. No, I didn't drop out, I just didn't go back after that semester was over. I don't think that counts necessarily as dropping out. Okay, well I have successfully managed to render the roof of the building. So, no, I couldn't guess what you would teach in a mathnasium. I'm guessing it has something to do with history. For the stream delay, see what he says. Something in my... oh, dreams! You teach how to read dreams. Hey. That is a pretty... or interpret dreams. Well, hey. That's a skill. Okay. Let's see. Render the roof plan. Oh, man. I just realized something that complicates this whole issue here. I'm going to be building another floor to this building, and if the player goes into it, it's going to flip what image is supposed to be rendering. Hashtag JK Overlords. What hashtag is that? About problems when we teach people that their dreams are all problems. Oh, good grief. Well, at least we're having a laugh at the expense of a stupidly named college program. Seriously, mathnasium? Ugh. Again, happy I got out, never going back. Ever going back. The private? Eek. Well, actually, that is true. That is very true. I used to think Raid and J.A.G were like some fancy technical names. And then I found out what they actually stood for. And I mean, it's just like your standard tech stuff. It's like, you know, the BIOS, the OS, and all that stuff. And it's just like, well, I mean, and the BIOS is just the basic input-outputs system controller on your motherboard. RAID is just a redundant array of inexpensive disks, and then a J.A.G is just a bunch of disks. Very, very, very uninspiring to hear that stuff. This is gonna be... This is gonna be problematic to render. Yes, we do love our acronyms. Or image review. I'm gonna have to do two. I guess I'm gonna have to do two completely different render setups. Two different render functions. Because there's gonna be there has to be a passive render and then a setup render and then a active render, because the setup render sets up basically just the static images of everything, more or less. Yeah. Pretty much the most popular name for any C++ class as well. I mean, if you're doing, especially if you're talking about like inheritance or anything like that, foo inherits a lot of types of bar classes, and some stuff's just not clear in some of those tutorials, and I think it's just because all they use are foo and bar, which is yeah. Active render. Let that sit for now. Under the roof plan. Therein lies the problem. I'm running into a bit of a wall here that I didn't anticipate. This is not good. I'm running overtime, technically. I should probably be getting off to get some rest. Got a big day ahead of me. Oh, Andrew. Or Nothing Good, I should call you, I guess. Or Andrew. I did not show you, but I have a picture. I have showed the internet a few times now, so I think the internet can take one more glance at this picture. It's a picture of my bathroom, currently. Blammo! Yeah, check out that lovely mess. That is currently what the wall behind the tile in the bathtub looks like in my main bathroom. Yeah. We started having tiles falling off kind of in this area. And then the more of them I started to take off, the more loose a lot I took off a few, and they all started to loosen up. I've taken off all that. And it's just sitting open right now so it can dry out. I'm going to put some waterproofing backboarding behind there to replace the sheetrock that was left by the previous tiler, unnamed. But I'm going to be putting actual proper tiling backboard behind there. And putting the tile back on in the morning. It's going to be tedious, probably, because the only difference between me and a master tile layer is that he is a master of the trade, I am not. So, yeah, it'll be actually like waterproofing that back wall, which will be a load off of my mind because of the number of years that this thing has. I mean, I've been sitting there watching grout chip out from around these tiles. Yeah, I mean, it can be said just about everybody. The only difference between me and a professional programmer is he's a professional at his trade and I am not. So, yeah, so now I don't know what to do about this, yeah. So now I don't know what I'm going to do with these two textures, because I need a texture for the roof, and I've got a texture for the floor plan inside, but I need both of those to be buffered, but the outside world is overriding my setups for this. Well, maybe actually, now that the setup is split up from the setup render, maybe I can do that differently now. Maybe now I actually can do the render changes and stuff. And just add active render to the overmap down here. You know what? This will be the last thing I try for the night, so let's give it a try for the night, shall we? Let's copy this. Let's just paste it in down here. There we go. Wait, is that the culprit right here? That clearer? Is that the reason why I'm losing my images? Let's try taking this out of the subsequent renders. So it'll clear here. It'll do a setup render. It'll render the roof. And I'll do an active render there to keep it drawn in. And in here, this one is going to be firing this here, then screen roof image null and temp rect. Okay. Let's see if it works. Should be over here at the edge of the world. Yep, still moving. And of course it isn't there. Okay. Okay. Let's take that. Let's get rid of that there. This is just... It's gonna change it to that. See if it see, just see. I'm playing with this because this is not something I've done a lot with, and if I can make this do what I'm hoping it's gonna do, then I can really do a lot. But let's move this up here, change that, and then we'll do the apartments setup render, where okay, change it away and then change it back. It's not working. Why is it not working? No. Why is this thing not working right? Oh, this is so irritating. I'm so close to getting this. Okay, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get two separate dynamically built textures, the floor plan image and the image of the roof of the of this building to render on the overworld. But the issue is that it's not. I want to try and get it to render to this image that's stored locally within the building. Actually, yeah, no, I do want that to be the case, but maybe... Okay, something just occurred to me. So, the issue that I'm having is that it's not rendering it to these images like I want it to, so that then the function, that the class itself can then track what it's supposed to be showing. Because it's going to be the roof if you're on the outside of the building and you're just running around out in the fields outside, but then you enter the building and the roof is basically going to disappear and show an overhead view of the floor that you're on. And then you go upstairs and it'll then lay like the next layer on top of that, lay the next layer up, lay the next layer up. It's either drawing the roof to the images and then drawing the ground over it, or the roof image is not properly getting access to the renderer and it's getting wiped off. So I'm gonna try something slightly different here. Let's just add this in. Let's just see if it shows back up, because it should show back up again, because this was how I had it set up before. have to traverse the entire world to get there. Okay, yes. Alright, so that worked. Okay. That's working now. So this is what's supposed to be happening, but this is with it being rendered to the overmap image, which is a static image, which means if I were to enter this building, it's not going to update. So yeah. But it is being done with this active render. So then the major issue is I don't have a floor plan for it, but I do have that boolean that I can toggle here. Player occupied. So let's just do a quick flip flop on this thing real quick. If not player occupied. Shut up. Is 2 there. It's a typo. I see it. Don't worry about it. Alright, and just don't render anything if it is occupied. So okay. Okay, but wait, that's still with it being drawn to the overmap. So let's try this instead. Let's go roof image. Yeah. There we go. So we set it to the overmap, we clear it out, we render the overworld, and then we render, or you set the target to the roof image, we set that up. And let's just see how this, if this works. Hopefully, ideally, there's gonna be a gray square in shoot. Of course there isn't one. Let's try this. Let's stick this thing over really close to the player. We'll go coordinates 500. Make sure it's close by. Wait, I'm not seeing it anyway in the first place. So it's not going to show up there. What was I doing again? a sore spot on my knuckles. I've suffered some severe wounds this week, by the way. I've busted open my knuckle on a concrete form. I punched this finger, the middle finger on my third finger, or ring finger on my left hand. And I took a chunk of skin and bruised my thumb. So, what is the render order? Well, the renderer is just like the memory buffer that is drawn to the window. Yeah, it's the different texture layers. Well, that's not the issue. Is not the texturing layers. It's the problem is that for some reason one texture is not getting put onto the screen, or it's not getting to the memory buffer, which is the renderer that's drawn to the window. So that's what the issue is here. Is that maybe I am drawing this image fine and dandy, but I have no way of knowing. Like, I don't have any way of dumping it to the console. I don't have any way of dumping it to the disc. It's not good, I'm afraid. But, like this one, it works if you clear it first. But does it only work if you clear? Well, obviously clearing it didn't delete the overworld map. So I don't know now. Don't know what's going on. Let's just see what happens at the end of the setup render. It's obviously not a null, but that's not gonna be too helpful there. Because it's not null here. Wonder. Well, okay, I'm past my time limit. I'm way past my time limit. The wife's probably going to be really irritated with me. But yeah, I'm past my time limit right now. I need to be done with the stream. Thanks to everybody who came out to watch. What I'm going to try and look into this week is I'm going to try and see if I can create a blank texture and then compare a texture that should have been changed versus the one that's still blank, and see if I can correlate the two, and see if I can make it work. Oh, it's not your fault, dude. I mean, you've it's not your fault. You're the it was work. It's work, dude. I am not worth work, so. Not a big deal there. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to look into some comparing, into I need to look into some methods of being able to compare a guaranteed blank texture versus a non-blank texture, like make sure their pixel data isn't the same or something like that. I'll have to look into it, I'll have to figure it out. But that's gonna have to be another time and another day, because currently I am now out of time, I am out of day. Yes, I will be doing the Googling things, I will be looking up stuff. However, that will be something to look forward to tomorrow, probably while I'm waiting for the tiles to dry so that I can grout them. But until then, I am done for the night. That is me done for the week. I hope to see you both again next week. Possibly even maybe a friend or two of yours. I'd like to see everybody again. If you missed anything, again, it'll be going up onto YouTube as soon as I'm done with it here. Yeah. So, yeah, that's all I got for the night. Tune in next week, starting at the same time, starting on the same channel, same ugly looking face. Have a good night.